All right, we back. These Democrats, they going too far. All this socialism, communism, like that's worse than what we had. Like I don't even know why they go in that direction. These people are Looney Tunes. Like no, I don't want. I don't even understand why they keep voting foreigners into American government. No, we don't need that much change. We don't. We don't need to keep progressing into space, into different things. No, we could keep it the same. I'm a Christian. I believe in Christianity. I believe in the nuclear family. I believe in um, cutting taxes for everybody. Yo, it's nothing for free. They're selling y'all lies like all this and free that. Nothing's for free. You can't just say attack the billionaires so we could get everything for free. They just gonna take your job. Y'all sound crazy. The Democrats are crazy. So you tax the billionaires to where they just gonna lay everybody off, and then you're gonna beg the government to tax them to give y'all free health care, free housing, free food, free everything. It doesn't work. And then when America collapses, we have no home outside of America. And the people that y'all think looking out for y'all, they not looking out for American citizens. They're only looking out for they want our country to collapse so one day they can say their country is better than ours. Y'all better wake up, man. Let's see what this Looney Tune is saying.
For the right reason. Take a look.
I'm a big believer in just new leadership, significant change. The old models do not work for people, and that includes in the Democratic Party.
When you say new leadership, what do you mean by that? It's not. You're not just talking about Trump being out of office. You're talking about new leadership within the Democratic Party as well, are you not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think since Biden was in, like, we need new leadership in the White House, the House, and the Senate, and on both sides of the aisle. That includes Democrats.
No, we don't.
Here with his take, ESPN host, our friend Stephen A. Smith. All right, Stephen A. So we start with Graham Plattner, the Nazi tattoo guy. Then we go to El Sayed, who campaigns with Hassan Piker, who blamed America for 9/11. Then you get six-gender Tellerico in Texas. But then you got Bernie Sanders, Pocahontas, Mamdani, the Squad, AOC. All of these candidates, I want to read something to you, if you don't mind, and then I'm going to give you the floor.
Gotcha.
Because this is your party, Stephen A.
There we go.
This is a woman just elected wants the government to seize the means of production, all private property, people's homes, wants all police abolished, wants to abolish America's prisons and borders, doesn't want anyone deported, not even criminal illegals convicted of rape and murder. After October 7th, the next day, she's at a pro-Hamas rally in Times Square. I could keep going. And here's the worst part, Stephen A., is there's not one Democrat, but for John Fetterman, not one, that is willing to take on these radical views of your party. That's your party.
Before I let Stephen A. Smith talk, let's get into this show. So, seize all properties. That means Democratic and Republican, just take your home. Take your home, give it to illegal immigrants, abolish all borders, let the whole world just consume America, where Americans, we won't have no constitution, we have no place in the world. Everybody, this is going back to Mad Max. If y'all need to go and look at Mel Gibson's first, young Mel Gibson, I think Thunderdome, Mad Max. It's like lawlessness. Like you got a band together, and whoever band of brothers is more ruthless than the other band of brothers survives. This is what y'all voting for because y'all hate Trump so much. Like, I don't understand why you want death, criminals to run wild, illegals to take over our country just because you hate Trump. It doesn't make any sense to me. These people don't like you and you're voting for them. They don't want you to have a home. They don't want you to have a constitution. They don't want you to have rights. They don't want nothing for you. The Democrat Party has lost their mind. The voters, the people that they're voting in, like, why are y'all voting these people in? They don't want nothing good for you.
Listen, bottom line is this. First of all, I don't find that stuff acceptable. I'm not a supporter of that, no question about it. But let's be real about something here. You have a whole bunch of people in office that's scared to lose their seats, and you've got Democratic voters that are leaning towards voting for these people. And so as a result, they got to figure out a way to get those people back on their side. They're not going to vote.
So it's just for power. They don't care. So these people don't see that they don't care about nothing you're voting for. They're just going along to get along so they can stay in power. This is wrong with people that don't pay attention to politics. And that's why everybody shouldn't vote. You should take some type of test to see where your mental health and your mental state is at before you cast your vote and change laws and change the future for the next generation that has nothing to do with nothing. What about the kids that's coming up? What about the kids that people need to cast their vote for the future, for the things that's going on for your kids and what may happen?
Vote Republican, they're going to vote Democrat. But if Mamdani is running as a Democrat, even though he's a Democratic socialist, and he's preaching about affordability, okay, and the work.
Nothing could be affordable. The way they're talking about, it can't be affordable. They're going to tax you to oblivion. So you're not going to be able to afford anything. They're lying to you. They're not going to give you nothing.
Working and the working class, that's something that they want to hear because they're the ones that feel left out right now. And so that's what the message is, whether it's him or the people that he endorses. Remember, the people that Hakeem Jeffries endorsed lost to the people that Mamdani endorsed. So obviously he's gaining traction. His profile, his cachet, his significance is growing, and nobody can ignore that. So as a result, how are you going to deal with that? He's 35 years of age. He puts his feet on the ground. He pounds the pavement. He knocks door to door. He's letting the working class know he's thinking about them, even though it ain't necessarily the working class that voted.
He the Antichrist. They always said that somebody is going to come and act like he's going to give you the best thing that you want and need, give you this and give you that. Look at that man. He ain't nothing but the devil. He ain't nothing but the devil. And people hate Christianity so much, they hate Christ so much that they're literally siding with the demons and siding with the devils. It's scary times.
For the candidates that he wanted to.
Ducking, though.
I'm not ducking. Not ducking. At all. I'm answering your question. Go ahead.
Okay. They want to take away the means of production, private property, private home ownership. They want no police. They want no borders. Even illegals convicted of. Well,
she said
no,
that.
even
Mamdani was talking about. He was talking about. Listen, he's not against capitalism, but in the same breath, so strong social welfare programs, stuff like that. That's what he's alluded to. Okay, that's not communism.
That's not
communism
what he's
and socialism
saying.
is different, though.
He is saying he wants free buses. He wants the right to confiscate people's property and have rent control for people that can't afford it. Right. So, okay. Right. What part of this does Stephen A., the capitalist that I know, support?
I don't support any of it. I tell him to his face. I'm still waiting for him to come on my show so I can tell him to his face. I don't support it. But see, the difference is that when people come on and talk about with Sean, the ultimate leading the witness guy. This is what he does, Sean Hannity. He leads the witness by answering questions that he asks before you get a chance to answer it. I'm a guy that's a little bit different. While I sit here and I abhor what I'm hearing from it from a socialist perspective on the extreme left, I don't like it one bit. The flip side to it is that I also happen to know that even though some of the other Democrats are a bit spineless and they need to stand up and be a bit stronger, in the same breath, I'm also looking at an administration that ain't innocent Abe's in all of this either. Okay. They got something to do.
Trump ain't that bad. Trump, I don't care what y'all talking about. The little bit of extra gas prices, like the tariffs, gas prices, and anything that you can name is not worse than getting rid of police, getting rid of prisons, getting rid of borders, getting rid of home ownership. It's not worse than any of that. It's not close. Like, they're trying to end it all. We have kids, we have daughters. These people that they're citing for, I'm sorry to say, in the Middle East, they essay children. It's part of their culture. All this free Palestine, like Hamas is in Palestine. Like the terrorist is amongst the people. They just not going in there, you know what I'm saying, trying to kill innocent people. But the terrorists are throwing the rock and then hiding behind the innocent people. And they're just like, let them do what they want to do. And then the LGBTQ community, they don't like y'all. You ain't gonna survive a day out there in the Middle East. I don't understand why everything that's good is bad and everything that's bad is good is backwards. Is like, these are the like real last days. Like, they used to say it, but like now it's like open with it. Like they're like open. They're going crazy with it. And it's I'm sorry. Like, it's on conservatives to keep things conservative. Everything doesn't need to change. Like, they're trying to change everything. Everything does not need to change. Everything is not bad. Home ownership is not bad. Keep taxing the rich and taxing the middle class is bad. That's what y'all voting for. Where do you think they're going to get the money for this free healthcare, free daycare, free food, free housing? They get it from the rich and the middle class. These are poor people that don't want to work, don't want to get an education, and they're just screaming and yelling and complaining about everything. It's insane to me. Prove me wrong.
About Trump. We're not talking about Trump.
Well, they turned off by it. No. They're turned off by what they're saying, and they're leading in that direction.
What we are talking about is the complete takeover of your party.
Okay.
And it's taken over by defund, dismantle, no bail. It's taken over by people that want to confiscate wealth.
Okay.
It's people that want the means of production. They want open borders. They don't even want prisons. They don't want police. They don't want any of it. Here's the worst part.
Okay.
No prominent Democrat, but for you and John Fetterman,
who I was with this morning, by the way. I was just with John Fetterman this morning, but that's a different story for another day. We were both coming back from the Mark Twain Awards at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., where I was a presenter for that, by the way. But here's the deal. When you look at the Democratic Party right now, you're right in pointing out what you're pointing about. Somebody's got to stand up and fight. They don't seem to have the sizzle, the cachet, the ability to communicate with the voters the way Mamdani does right now.
Where are they? Who are they?
Again, I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are. I mean, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'll be the first to admit it. No wonder they've been talking about me, because, damn it, you don't see anybody. I'm looking for somebody within the Democratic Party to step.
Democratic Party been whack. Whack is like whack. Like, and socialism and communism is not the answer. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a Democrat and if you're a Democrat, be a Democrat. Don't be a socialist. Don't be a communist. Communist is Russia and China. You understand what I'm saying? Socialism is like what Cuba used to be, where they give you a drop of milk and a piece of bread and you got to make it stretch. Like, y'all better do your homework and understand what y'all voting for. But nah, like, I feel like the real Americans, we gonna stand up again and stop y'all in y'all tracks. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna get out there, vote. We gonna keep the Senate. We gonna keep the House, and we gonna vote J.D. Vance in there. Because this is ridiculous. We can't even give y'all a chance, because y'all just trying to. Who y'all gonna hate when Trump ain't there no more? Trump ain't even doing that no more. Everybody. I don't even understand. Like, if it's so bad, how are you? Everybody outside protesting, walking around, driving around, eating, like, people partying, like, people living their lives. Ain't nothing wrong. Like, everybody doing what they want to do. Y'all making things up. Y'all making up narratives.
And what does that say? What does that say about Chuck Schumer? What does that say about Hakeem
He's in
Jeffries?
his
What does that
70s,
say about the
he's
Clintons?
Listen. First of all, you're talking about people who have been around quite a long time. And when you're looking at California and you're looking at New York specifically, as we're talking about this, there's a lot of young voters out there. Anything, you know how to get them all? Talk about free. Free rent. Free grocery stores, free buses, free child care. You know, they'll buy it all. What kid you know wants to pay bills? We've got kids. Were they happy about having to pay bills? They're never happy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's whack. Growing up, for me, want my independence, I hustled. First I stole, burglarized, hustled. Then I got a job. Like, I don't care about paying no bills. I don't care about grinding. See, my era is about grinding, putting in that work. That's the only. If you don't put in that work, you should be quiet. You shouldn't smile. You shouldn't laugh. You shouldn't talk shit. You shouldn't have opinion if you're not getting up every day putting in work. And that's the difference. Where the bullies at? You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's the difference of then and now. Like, everybody's soft, crying about working and crying about putting that work in and crying about grinding. Shouldn't have to do this. It's so hard. It's free everything. You're whack, B. Like, anything you saying is whack. It should be easy for me. No, it should not be easy. It shouldn't be easy for anybody. Everybody got to put their work in. If you don't put your work in, if you don't work, you shouldn't eat. A man that don't work, don't eat. It's in the Bible. Tired of this, man. Tired of people running around complaining about everything, man. How about you keep your head down, go hard, work, save your money, and be responsible? Why does people want to be rewarded for being lazy and complaining and I don't want to hear your opinion. If you don't want to put the work in, if you don't want to get every day and put them hours in and put that work in and go to school and get your education, I don't want to hear your complaints. I don't want to hear your argument. I don't want to hear your debate. I never want to hear that the government should come through and fix everything. Never. I never want to hear that. I feel like we should have our own opportunities to create our own opportunities, and some are good, some are bad, but you get up and keep trying.
About having to pay bills. When you talk about free, that's when they gravitate to you because, damn it, daddy and mommy will pay for it and not us.
Give me one example in the history. Give me one example in the history of the Democratic Party, because I'm arguing that this is a game changer midterm election. These are uncharted waters. We've never had a party that has gone this hard left with a bunch, I would argue, of moral cowards that, quote, are in leadership that won't even challenge a guy with a Nazi tattoo, a guy that campaigns with Hassan Piker, who said America deserved 9/11, a guy that thinks there's 6 genders, a guy that thinks God is non-binary.
Sean,
that's your party.
If you think, excuse my language, if you think your life sucks, you're going to want to try something different. Half these folks that vote for these folks don't even realize what they're doing. What they're saying is, we got to try something new because we don't like what we're seeing. When you got a nation.
No, it ain't about they don't like what they seeing or trying something new. They don't want to do nothing. Tell the truth. They don't want to do nothing. They lazy. They soft. They don't want to do nothing. It ain't about what they see. They gonna complain about it. Nothing's gonna make them happy. This is the era of complain about anything. So the attention is on me not on me being lazy, not on me trying to compete for my goals and compete in society. I shouldn't have to compete. This is what they're saying. They shouldn't have to compete. They shouldn't have to compete for a job. They shouldn't have to go get their education. They shouldn't have to learn how to read, write, count, nothing. They shouldn't have to do anything. They should just be able to stand outside with a sign and complain about God, the universe, America, the world, everything. They just gonna complain about everything. So if you're gonna complain about everything, nothing's gonna make you happy. So it's no answer. I'm so frustrated right now. I'm gonna end the video right here. This TommyG TV. Like, share, subscribe. Get the conversation started. Get in the comments. This is whack. You whack, B. Democrats are whack right now. All the people outside being soft, running around, looking like bums, looking shabby, because they don't want to get an education, get that grind in. They don't want to get in the STEM. They don't want to do anything. It's a whole bunch of things that's in demand because people ain't doing nothing. They complaining. HVAC, plane repairs, engineers, truck drivers, nurses, Like everything is in demand because nobody want to do nothing. And then they keep dumbing down the education so people don't know how to read. The kids don't know how to read. The parents don't know how to read. Parents don't know how to do multiplication and subtract, like, but they want to run their mouth. If you dumb and your IQ is low, shut up. It's whack.